Okay, I don't know if we're live yet. Let's see.
We are live.
We are live. Let's play the music. Hello and welcome to Traffic Paradise Radio. I'm Uno, and joining me today is Kira. Say hey,
Hello,
Kira.
everybody.
How you doing?
Welcome. I am good. How are you, Uno?
I'm good. I'm excited that we're doing our first ever live stream. It's very cool. I even wore my special Yuki Tsunoda AlphaTauri hat to celebrate the occasion. And I tried to match my headphones to the V-carb. Not very well, but I tried. But it's exciting times. We don't have that much to talk about today, obviously. We've only had one practice session, pre-testing, not practice session. What is it called? Testing session, I guess.
Pre-season testing.
Pre-season testing, just the morning session. So not that much to talk about, but we will fill up our hour with some other interesting things to talk about. And yeah, so to everyone who's joined us, welcome. I don't actually know how to see who's talking to us. Oh, there we go. Tay is going, woohoo, let's go in the comments. That's great. Hello, Tay.
Welcome.
All the way from Japan. Welcome. Just so everyone knows, we will be doing this every day of testing at slightly different times to accommodate all the TPR crew, because some of them are in Japan or America, and then England and South Africa.
Woo.
So we've got a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to time zones. So we'll try and accommodate everyone that way. And so just check it out, our Twitter page, Traffic Paradiso, at Traffic Paradiso, and you'll see all the times that you need to know about if you want to join us again tomorrow or overmorrow, because I'm deciding to use that word today. So, Kira, something very important happened for your driver today. What went down?
I am very happy. Kimi Antonelli topped pre-season testing in the morning of day one. I am very happy about that, as you can probably imagine. Actually, not really expected because, obviously there's nothing really to expect, but it does bode well. Obviously, testing, everyone says testing doesn't matter. Testing matters now. My driver topped the standings. It matters now.
Absolutely. No, I think what an awesome way to debut in Formula One is to top the first time sheets of the season. Like, it's a great start to his Formula One career. That's awesome. And then I'll just go over what happened also a little bit further down the timing sheets. So P2, P3, and P4 were separated by by 500ths of a second, which is interesting. So in P2, we had Liam Lawson for the Bovine Beverage Baron Racing Company. In P3, we had Alex Albon for Williams. And in P4, we had Yuki Tsunoda for Racing Bulls, I believe their name is this year. So we'll just probably still call them V-Carb. But yeah, Racing Bulls, Yuki Tsunoda in P4. And P5, making his debut for Ferrari, was Lewis Hamilton. So what do you think about the top five there, Kira?
I'm finding it very interesting that, considering that all of the top five, and I believe all of the top 10 except Behrman, were on the same medium tyre. I do understand that there were two different medium compounds running. However, they were still very similar. However, it is very interesting to see that the sort of what you'd expect to be the top constructors versus the lower constructors from last year are performing pretty similarly.
Yeah, I mean, it is early days. Everyone always says, like, don't get too excited over testing times. if I remember correctly, Zhou Guan Yu was like in the top 3 last year of the preseason testing. And we know how that Sauber performed throughout the year. So I wouldn't read too much into it. But I do find it interesting that the times are this close so early on. There's something interesting in that, surely.
I believe so too. I mean, the fact that there's only 0.05 seconds separating Yuki Tsunoda from Liam Lawson, we will see how that plays out.
Very interesting. It's going to be an interesting dynamic to watch as the season progresses. Did Red Bull make the right decision? I think everyone knows how I feel about that, but everyone's entitled to their opinion, as long as you say Yuki should have got the seat. I kid. But
Not
yeah,
a move for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, look, if it's just the case that Racing Bulls, again, first day of testing, these times don't really mean anything. But if Racing Bulls has taken a step forward, that they are that much closer to their sister team or senior team, whichever way you want to look at it, that's great. Laurent Mekies will have done a very good job if that's what they've achieved this over the winter period. So yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes. If we look a bit further down the timing sheets, we've got Jack Doohan, not quite his F1 debut, but like almost, because he did pop up at the end of the season, or quite surprisingly. But he's in P6, 4/10 off the pace, followed by Fernando Alonso for Aston Martin, also about 4/10 off the pace. And then Oscar Piastri, Emmy's favorite, is in P8, 6.5 tenths off, followed by Nico Hulkenberg making his debut for Sauber, 7.5 tenths off. And finally, Ollie Behrman, over 4 seconds off the pace, obviously running a different sort of test vibe to the rest of them, because I can't imagine the Haas would be 4 seconds off the pace. So they're clearly just doing more long runs, trying to figure out long run data today, which is fine. But I wonder how you think Nico Hulkenberg is feeling about this move to Sauber. Do you think he's going to play this year?
Well, I have to say, halfway through the session, they panned to him in the Sauber garage. He did not look very happy. I do believe it's very early days to say anything important about it, but I do think that Nico Hulkenberg will have gone into the team with the knowledge that they were by far the least performing team last year. And obviously with characters such as Mattia Binotto leading the team, and currently they don't have a team principal, which is interesting. I can't remember exactly the name of the man who's joining them, but that's not going to happen until April, I believe. So they're going to go a couple of races without a team principal. I don't know how that's going to go. But I'm looking forward to see what Hulkenberg can do with the Sauber, because, if anybody can pull it through, it's probably someone like him, considering what he managed to do in Haas back when they were performing poorly. But I am looking forward to it. I'm also a little bit worried for him.
Yeah, I think he made the move knowing that this year would probably be a write-off. He might be lucky to get a couple points, but he's aiming for 2026 when Audi comes in. And I think that's really what he's looking forward to. And I mean, it will be very cool for him to be part of such a big name in motorsports. It would be very interesting for him. And I would imagine he's making quite good money. So he'll definitely be set when it becomes Audi. Yeah, so I think there's not much that happened today, as I said. I'll quickly just let you know that looking at the timing screens, Max Verstappen, it has put in a time that's a little under 2 seconds off of Antonelli's time. Gasly, 2.7 seconds off. And Charles Leclerc has put in a time that is 4.2 seconds off. And Isaac Hadjar, 5.4 seconds off. So Ollie Behrman's no longer last, so that's nice for him. But yeah, still early days. So we'll have more information on lap times and stuff tomorrow. For now, let's talk about what happened in this morning session. 2 notable things that I saw. So Liam Lawson had a spin in his Red Bull. There you can see it on screen. Can you see it, Kira?
Yep, I can see that. And actually, watching that happen live was very interesting, actually, because the way he lost it was quite different to how you normally spin. He sort of lost it from the front rather than from the back, and then he just sort of spun round but managed to save it. It was very interesting. Well, I say save it. He still went off into the gravel, but it
Ah,
was, he didn't crash, so
yeah,
it's not the end of the world. He probably had a little few scrapes on the floor, but it's his first time
yeah.
driving that. What are you going to expect, really?
Yeah, I was in a meeting when that happened, so I didn't get to watch it live, unfortunately. But I was on a Zoom meeting and I kind of checked my phone at one point and I just saw everyone talking about Liam's spin. I was like, oh, okay, interesting.
There were a
Uh,
couple of interesting comments from the commentators as well. I think Crofty was
oh,
like, "Ooh,
really?
okay, yeah." It was quite funny. I can't remember exactly
Yeah,
what he said, but there was quite a humorous moment when he was sort of saying, "Oh, look at that."
yeah. So I suppose we can call it, this is the thing where you start asking, like, is Liam a rookie or is he not a rookie? Because if he's a rookie, an understandable mistake. If he's not a rookie, is it so understandable? Again, it's the first time they're driving the car with these tires. So, he might have pushed a little bit too hard and not understood 100% what the car can do in that corner with those tires. So we can give him a bit of leeway there. I will say that apparently his tires were shot after that. So that was one set of tires that was wasted. So I don't think it will make too much of a difference to his pre-testing at all. Tay is asking, can you really be a rookie if you've driven half a season?
See,
You know,
personally, I think with 11 race starts, it's a bit much to call him a rookie. However, again, Crofty earlier during the live showing of the AM session, he was talking about this whole ordeal with, is Liam a rookie? Is Ollie Behrman a rookie? And he was saying that he believes that you are a rookie if you have not driven a full season. Which I do see where he's coming from, and I do see why he says it, but at the
mm,
same time, with Liam having done 2 whole stints, it does mean that he's been involved in 2 different seasons now. This is his first season where he's been active in Formula One. Like,
mm,
it's a very odd situation because, when it doesn't often happen where you do 2 sort of half seasons for the same team. Um, there was another joke though in that moment where Crofty then realised that actually that means that Karun Chandok is still a rookie because he only ever did 11 races.
yeah, I heard that one. Aquatex is saying, hello, hello, Aquatex.
Welcome.
Oh, I didn't read one comment from Principesca. Principesca. I don't know
I
how
think that's
to say
Neve.
that. Is that Neve? Oh, hey, Neve. She spies a happy Kimi fan. I'm assuming she's
Yeah.
referring to you. Yes. And hello to Aquatex. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think it is an interesting sort of discussion. At what point do you stop being a rookie? Obviously, there's the long running joke that Fernando is still a rookie with his 400 race starts.
Of course.
But I would say, okay, so Kimi, rookie, definitely. Bortoletto, rookie, definitely. Duhan, he's had one race. I would
That's
consider that
definitely a
to still be
rookie.
a rookie. Yeah. Then you start getting into a bit more. Are they? Aren't they? Is Colapinto still a rookie? Is Lawson still a rookie? Is Behrman still a rookie? Behrman's done 3 races now, I believe.
Behrman's done 3 races, which technically by by the sort of racing standard means that he's no longer a rookie, but at the same time, is it fair to not class him as a rookie considering this is his first time in his own seat?
Mm,
Being a reserve driver is a little bit different, especially when you're not fully replacing someone, you're just sitting in for a race.
yeah. And both times the first time he drove the Ferrari and the second 2 times he drove the Haas. Very, very good performance from him on debut. It didn't go so well for him in the second Haas outing, I believe. He didn't get any points, but on the
The
first 2
second Haas
outings, he did.
outing was a bit of an issue because it was Brazil. He ended up still coming
Yes.
12th.
Yeah. Didn't he? I think he got into a bit of an altercation on track with Lawson, didn't he?
I don't know if it was Lawson specifically. I don't remember the specifics, but he did spin twice. Um,
Yeah.
and despite that, still managed to beat quite a few drivers out of the,
Mm.
I believe it was 15 that finished. I think them finished 12.
Yeah, quite a few DNFs in that race. It was and a DSQ. Hey, Hulkenberg was disqualified, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, that's good
Yeah.
news for Behrman because it means that he's currently got a 100% record of beating his Haas teammates.
Yeah, yeah. Both of those races, Nico had some bad luck. Shame. But anyway, we'll hopefully he'll have. Well, no, actually, he's in Sauber. He'll have even worse luck this year.
Yeah,
But
goodness me.
speaking of Sauber, I noticed something. Here you've got two pictures on the. Oh God, now I have to remember my left and right. On the left-hand side, you've got the stake livery from the O2 Arena event. Was it last week? I think it was. And on the right, you've got the stake livery from today. It's a bit of a bad picture. I took it with my phone off my computer screen, so it's not ideal. But I did notice that there's a significant difference between the livery on the left and the livery on the right, particularly where it says sense time. It used to have this sort of fade, which was a bit of a problematic fade to begin with because it was an attempted fade and then went like dead onto black. Um, Emmy's saying they managed to make a bad livery worse. Yes, they did. And now on the other side, they haven't even bothered with the fade on that panel that's there. I'm just wondering what they're doing. Seems a bit odd to me.
I mean, it seems to me that it seems to be a variation of the way they designed their engine covers, but at the same time, why would it be so hard to place the gradient onto the new engine covers? Um, the only thing I can think of really is that they're just making it so that they're not having to apply as much paint. It might be a weight saving thing, so that instead of applying the gradient with, probably what is two different coats of paint with the green and the grey, um, they might actually genuinely be weight saving,
Mm.
which is quite
I'm
shocking if they are.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's steak. Let's be honest, yeah. I'm curious. Do you think their livery was better last year?
I quite liked last year's steak livery. It grew on me.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was. First of all, it was so easy to pick steak out of the grid. To see them when at the start. Not that they were like anywhere near the front during starts, but. Oh,
But they were
Eliza
bright
has joined us.
green.
Hey, Eliza.
Welcome.
Yeah, but you could spot them from like a mile away. So you always knew like, oh, there's the steak. I mean, this one will be similar. You'll be able to see them from far away. But I just feel like they kind of dropped the ball with this one. They could have had more fun with it. Even to put the steak writing in green would have been cool, I think. But yeah, it's just I don't know. They seem to have a very bizarre approach to design. It's very odd. I will say this much though. Last year, the green on their car did not match the color of their race suits. The green of the race
Yes.
suits was like dull, whereas the green on the car was like very vibrant. And this year they've managed to match it a lot better. So at least there's a more cohesive identity this year. But yeah, still not great. Let's be
Tay is
honest.
saying that the gradient is actually a vinyl sticker, which actually does make sense because vinyl can become quite heavy.
Mm.
So that probably is a weight saving thing. Um, Tay, I'm assuming you're saying that the gradient part is the vinyl sticker.
Yeah, I
Correct me
think
if I'm
so.
wrong. I believe that's what Tay is saying.
I think so,
But
yeah, because
yeah,
you can notice that where the gradient just ends so suddenly. You can very clearly in this picture, not so much, but I remember watching on the night, like it's a very clear line where the gradient kind of stops and it just goes straight into carbon fiber.
yes, it was very obvious.
Hmm. Although I feel like yes, the gradient is a sticker. Thank you, Tay. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like I don't hate the one on the, I don't know. I know Emmy said they managed to make a bad livery worse, but I don't hate the one on the right. But I don't know. It's very odd that there's such a definite line and then there's also a gradient. Like, pick a struggle.
I think that
Um
the O2 one looked extremely tacky, and
mm,
the one that was used today looks less so. So, you know, I do actually think it's an improvement personally. But, you know, if they're still chopping and changing it, they might change it again. Also, if anybody would
Yeah.
like an update on the PM session, not much to note
Mm-hmm.
except that Gasly has gone P2 and Verstappen has gone P3 ahead of Lawson.
Okay. Can you say that again for me, please?
Yep. So currently, all that's happened that's of note is that Pierre Gasly has gone P2 and Max Verstappen has gone P3 ahead of teammate Liam Lawson.
Okay. Oh, I'm just checking now. Those times are very close. They're only 0.015 off of Antonelli's time, both of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the track is known to become a lot faster when it becomes later in the day because of the track temperature cooling down. So likely, I'm afraid, Kimi Antonelli probably won't keep his top of the table position, unfortunately. But you know, it's nice to live the dream while we can.
Yeah. It looks like Max set that time on hard tires as well, so I would imagine there's a lot more to come
Oh
from him.
goodness me!
Yeah. So he set a faster time on again, we don't know fuel loads, we don't know. There's so many like none of this really matters, but we have to
Of
talk about
course,
something. So
and also I do find it quite fun to be a bit dramatic about the testing.
yes, it's either it either needs to mean nothing or it needs to mean everything. You know, you can't really like go down the middle. You have to be like either 100% committed to it meaning everything or 100% committed to it meaning nothing. Like otherwise it's just no fun.
Emmy says it being half gradient and half not is weird. And honestly, Emmy, you're on a bit of a hater arc today. I think we just need to embrace it. Realistically, Steak is gonna be odd. Um, the whole livery is just odd looking. I do get that, but you know that's kind of Steak's whole thing is being the quirky backmarker. That's like their whole thing. I am a
Yeah,
pro.
I don't know if quirky's the right word.
Maybe,
Like
maybe they just stand out for
I
perhaps the
feel
wrong
like
reasons.
they're like attempting to be cool but failing.
They're trying to be so down with the kids. Tay says you won't be
Mm.
able to see them from behind, but that's alright because no one would be behind them anyway. P19 and P20 looking real good right now.
Eliza says that she's only a pro hater when it comes to certain blondes. Now the question is it really blonde? Because Crofty thought it might be, or no, it wasn't Crofty. It was who's the female commentator there on Sky? I feel it's like Natasha or
Oh
maybe
god, no, I do
Nicole.
know her
It's
name.
an N name, I think.
Nicole
And
Pinkham?
she would,
Natalie Pinkham.
yeah,
Natalie Pinkham.
Natalie, that's it, yeah. And she was saying that she thinks it's highlights. So yes.
Oh, I have highlights. Oh wait, no, that means I've got something in common.
Yeah, I had to I had highlights back in my youth when I still had hair to
Awesome.
highlight.
Oh no, Bernie Collins she was in the pit lane.
Not a
Not a
flex,
flex.
Kira.
Okay. Okay, for the record, my highlights are pink.
Oh, well, that's not a highlight, is it? Isn't that
Well, it
just
is. It's a highlight when the dye washes out.
Okay, fair enough. Don't
It's
want to twin
highlights
with
that I've
him.
dyed pink. Don't want to
Oh,
twin.
well,
Eliza,
Liam has a
please.
pink helmet, so maybe you are twinning a bit hard
Oh
there.
my god, stop. Eliza, um, maybe. Okay, guys, chill out on the haterism just a little bit. We are a professional organization here.
Yes, that's very professional. So, on that note of Steak, let's have a look. We're just going to go through the driver lineups, and there's a few fun facts. We'll have a little discussion about who we think will be the better driver this season. I think that'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
I want to
And you
say
can
a
let us know.
big thank you to Imi for making all the graphics that you're about to see.
Yes. So the graphics coming up, Emmy spent a lot of time on them, and we do appreciate the input because they look fantastic. So let's start it off with Steak. We've got Gabriel Bortoletto and Nico Hulkenberg. Kira, are you able to read some of that?
I am able to read some of it.
Okay.
So first we have Gabriel Bortoletto. The current defending champion of Formula 2. And actually, I believe the fourth ever back-to-back rookie F2 and F3 winner. So he competed in F2 with Invicta. His teammate was Kush Miney. And he also, in F2, managed to get his famous last to first win around Monza. And I believe, yeah, he is the first driver in F2 or F1 ever to do so. I do wonder how he'll be able to, if he'll be able to do something similar in the Sauber this year. Maybe that's wishful thinking. Maybe we'll have to wait for Audi.
I don't. Well, we'll see. As we've said, we don't really think Stake are all that promising this season. But so for the man who will be most disappointed by that, Nico Hulkenberg, he's got car number 27. His race stats are very sad in some regards because although he has a pole position and 2 fastest laps and 571 career points, he has never gotten a podium in 230 races. He did, however, win Le Mans in 2015, and his highest drivers' standings finish was 7th in 2018 with Renault. He's a little bit of a funny character because he's one of the older drivers on the grid, one of the oldest. I think he's 3rd oldest. And it's just Lewis and Alonso who are older than him. But he hasn't had nearly the same... Tay says he's never getting the podium. Yeah, he hasn't quite had the same career success as they have. So one would hope that definitely not this year. I mean, I think you would have to have a race like Brazil times 10 last year for it to give a Stake a shot at a podium. But who knows?
Don't forget that in Brazil, Stake still didn't manage to score points. The points didn't come until Qatar.
This is true. My lovely show. What an amazing drive he did in Qatar. We miss him so much. But he's in Ferrari now. Very fun. He was wearing a red Ferrari jacket today. Very cool looking. Gonna pray for an appendicitis issue in that garage soon because I want to see show back on track. But yeah, so who do you think, and perhaps you can let us know in the comments as well, who do you think is going to win in this inter-team fight? Is it going to be Gabriel Bortoleto or Nico Hulkenberg? You can let us know in the comments. Kira, who do you think is going to win?
Personally, I do think it'll be Nico Hulkenberg, just because he's got years of experience, mostly with cars that tend to sit in the back, whereas most of Bortoleto's experience comes from very competitive cars. I mean, yes, F2 and F3 are technically a spec series, but realistically, the Invicta was kind of crazy last year. Not to take away any respect for Gabriel Bortoleto. I think he's a brilliant driver. I think he's going to do very well with the car that he has. But I just do think that Hulkenberg will have that edge on him because of his experience.
I think RC Film says Gabby is on fraud watch. Ooh. Whoops. Well, we'll see. I don't know that much about Bortoleto. I did watch him race in the final of the F2 last year, and I thought he did very well. I know he had to make up a few places, and he did very well in that regard. I kind of feel like it's going to be very close between the two of them based on points, because I don't think they're going to get many points between the two of them. If they'll be lucky if they each get 1 or 2, So I think it might be close, but I think we'll see in things like qualifying, head-to-head, I think that Hulk will obviously be more dominant. But I think you might find on the points, it might be a lot closer than we would necessarily expect, but just because they're not going to get many points. So, I suppose if you have 2 points and your teammate has 1 point, you still got double the amount of points as they did. So, they are not scoring, RC Film says.
I do think that they're going to do better than last year. I do. I just think that they can't have not learned. And also,
3 points will be better than last year, let's be honest.
They got 4 last year, don't forget.
Did they get 4?
Joe came 8th.
Oh, he came 8th. Okay. So they're going to aim for 5 points.
Crafty made that mistake as well.
I thought he came 9th. I don't know why.
No,
Joe, my God.
Joe, my goat, absolutely. But I
Okay.
do think that they will have learned. And also, we do know that Nico Hulkenberg is very good at scraping points with backmarker cars.
Absolutely. Emmy says they did start to catch up at the end of the year, so I have some hope. Hello,
Exactly.
Miss Sunflower J1. Welcome. RIP fastest lap point, by the way. Oh, yes. That's gone now. Fastest lap.
Personally, I think that's a good thing because there's no more chances of inter-team collaboration. Red Bull.
They just wanted Daniel to go out with a bang. That's all. There was no collusion. I don't buy into the collusion things. I really don't.
Yeah,
Did they
I know.
actually
It's
get rid
just
of it? Wait, what?
they actually did get rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone, as Emmy says. Yeah, the race point is gone. They killed it, Eliza. Yes, they did.
Why does nobody
Um,
know this? This is a big talking point at the end of last year.
I think most people switch off in the off season. They have like
Not
things to do,
Eliza.
like buy Christmas presents. Eliza was big into seals over the last few months. She kind of moved away from F1 and got really into seals. So
True. Tay says they
no
can
one told
collude
you.
if Yuki gets more points. I'll allow it. Honestly, if collusion were to occur, I highly doubt it would be in Yuki's favor based on the team's previous
Never.
incidents. But we can dream.
Yeah, no, 100%. Okay, so let's move on. We've got the new pairing of Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon. Obviously, Carlos was with Ferrari last year. He's car number 55, as most people know. He's got 4 race. Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, you are there. Yeah, you disappeared. I thought it was my
Oh,
internet.
I don't know. Something went wrong there. My bad.
It said
Okay,
you muted
how
yourself.
long was I? I didn't though.
To be
That's
fair,
not very cool.
I do think that maybe StreamYard doesn't like you talking about Carlos Sainz. Maybe that's just StreamYard. I don't know.
Okay, what did people hear?
I think you talked about the wins and that was it.
Okay. Okay, so I'll just quickly go over that again. 4 wins,
Eliza says
27 podiums, 6
RIP
goals.
Uno 1960 to 2025.
That's older than my mother. That's just rude. That's rude. That is rude. Caitlin tuning in from her hospital bed. Hello,
What? Are you
Caitlin. Get
okay?
well soon. Hello, Harley. GG, Harley.
Welcome everybody.
Aries is here, or Aries. Aries.
Oh my god, Aries in the chat. Okay, welcome.
Hello,
Anyway,
guys.
Uno,
Hello,
please
guys.
continue.
Yeah. So Carlos's stats, they're up on there. I'm not going to read them again. He's finished highest ranking in the championship was 5th, and he had the most races. The most races before podium finish was 101. So if Nico gets a podium, he will beat that stat. But yes, that's quite a lot of races before a podium. And Kira, do you want to tell us about Alex Albon?
Yes, I will. Alex Albon is car number 23, and he's had quite the career, although most of it has been at Williams. Saying that though, he has managed to get 2 podiums and a total of 240 career points, with his highest drivers' championship standing being 7th in 2020 when he was back at Red Bull, and he is also the very first Thai driver to score a podium in F1.
Very cool. They're both Red Bull. I don't know if the word reject is applicable, but they were both Red Bull juniors, and they both were at what was it, Toro Rosso back then?
Yeah. I don't believe they've ever been teammates before, but they
no, but
have
they've both
both
been
gone through the
Max's
Red Bull
teammates.
program. Yes.
Yeah. That's interesting.
They have both been absolutely smashed to pieces by Max.
Yeah.
So we will see who comes out on top.
So, let us know in the comments. Who do you think? I think I know what Emmy's going to say, but who do you think? Let us know in the comments who's going to win between the two. Kira, who do you think will win?
Now, I am a little bit biased for reasons that I will not explain, but even despite my biases, I do have a feeling that it's going to be Carlos that comes out on top. Just because of the Ferrari experience, and realistically, from what we've seen with James Vowles looks like he's going to be basing the entire car around Carlos. So I think it would be surprising if Alex did beat Carlos, just because it does seem like that the team is going to be designed more towards Carlos. So Imi says that she is excited to see Alex compared to someone with pace. Sorry to Logan and Latifi. Do not disrespect Gotifi like that.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think Alex is going to come out on top. Honestly, he's had more time with the team, so he's more integrated, and I think people severely underrate him as a driver. You know, if Alex had, I know Alex had like a bit of a problem time at Red Bull, but you know he wouldn't be the only one to do that, and he's really blossomed since then. So yeah, I think Alex is going to win that one. I see that Isaac. Someone said here in the comments, Miss Sunflower J1. By the way, did y'all see Isaac hit a 360 on track with the car? Oh, that means half of the Red Bull drivers have done a spin today. That's fun. Hopefully Isaac and the car. Okay. Eliza says Alex has that Sigma grind set. He knows that. Yeah. Okay.
Does Uno know what any of those words mean?
Sigma is like not alpha nor omega nor beta. I don't know. It's a Greek letter and it means like, is it like Keanu Reeves Sigma? Something like that. I don't know.
Guys, Uno doesn't know what Sigma means.
I don't care. Okay, let's get on to the most important team. Visa Cash App Racing Pool's F1 team. Woo! Yuki! I'm going to read all of Yuki's stats because he's my favorite. Yuki, car number 22. One fastest lap, 91 points. Highest world drivers construct championship thing. Highest standings, 12th from last year. And fun fact, he qualified a career best third at Interlagos last year. So that was a very fun race. I slept through qualifying and everyone on the Discord let me know that I needed to wake up because exciting things were happening. But yes, Yuki, as you can see. Uno, have you ever listened to Sigma Boy? No, I have not. I'm sorry. I don't know what that thing is. Is that a song? Is that an artist? Who knows? The Sunflower saying we're going to get that Tsunodium this year. Tay saying she was crying during that quali. Yes, okay. Thank you, everyone. I'm loving you in the chats there.
Everybody remembers where they were during Brazil qualifying. Everybody remembers.
Will you let us know about his new teammate, Isaac?
I would love to. Isaac Hadjar is actually someone that I grew to like quite a lot during last year's F2 season. He was also a member of the Red Bull Driver Academy. He's taking car number 6, following in the footsteps of both Nico Rosberg and Nicholas Latifi. I do wonder which of those drivers he will tend towards in terms of performance. And yeah, so he competed with Campos in F2 last year, came second overall after a slightly unfortunate Abu Dhabi race. But he's also the first F1 driver to have Algerian nationality, which is very interesting.
We love African representation in F1.
Absolutely.
Yay. Fellow African there. For those of you who don't know, I'm South African, so yay. Emmy, Tay wants to know what Isaac was up to in 2023. I don't know if you know that fact, but you can let her know in the comments.
That was his first season of F2. Yeah, Tay didn't realize. Isaac did 2 years of F2.
Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. So let's. I think this is a pretty obvious one, but who do we think is going to be better? 1, 2, 3, everyone. Yuki.
Yuki.
Obviously. Yeah. So I think that's pretty obvious. Yuki's in his 5th season. Isaac's in his 1st. It's very unlikely that Haja will have the opportunity to beat Yuki. I think obviously Yuki's like a quali goat when it comes to team head-to-heads. And yeah, he's defeated his last 3 teammates on track, on quali, everything. So I don't see there being an issue here with Isaac. But I do think that Isaac will really enjoy being Yuki 23-1 against Isaac. Yeah, probably.
Okay, guys, be nice. Isaac's still a very good driver. And Isaac's also a very good qualifier.
Oh, you know that Cash App's going to come in with like Visa Cash App, RB, whatever, is going to come up with some terrible upgrade that they'll put on Yuki's car first to test it out, and Yuki's going to like be qualifying P20 and Isaac will be like in P11. Like those will happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Visa Cash App we're talking about, yeah. It will definitely happen.
I'm just praying that Meki's has sorted out the strategy team. Please, like no more 7 races.
I think Matia's now the strategy guy, so let's hope. Okay, so next up we've got MoneyGram Haas F1 team. Kira.
Hello? Oh, hello. Yeah, absolutely.
You can pick one driver to talk about. Who you want to talk about?
I will go for Esteban.
Okay.
So I will start off by saying that I'd say that Haas are actually probably my second favorite team overall. If you like take into account the whole team and the drivers, obviously I love both Yuki and Oscar as well, but you know, I'd say team-wise, Haas are my second team after Mercedes. So let's get into it. Esteban Ocon, he has arrived at Haas after leaving Alpine in sort of a less than friendly kind of way, a race before the end of the season. But he does, in fact, have a race win, and I believe that he still holds Alpine's only race win in Formula One. He's also got 4 podiums. He's got 445 career points, which, you know, is a lot considering he has spent most of his career at Alpine. He's come 8th in the Drivers' Championship twice now. And he's also got the most consecutive finishes from the start of career. That is a stat that I don't quite understand what that means. I'm assuming that's like most races without a DNF.
Yeah.
Oh, and also most driving penalties in a race. Yeah, everybody knows the 5-second penalty for Ocon meme. Eliza says Ocon is going to kill Ollie. I think you guys think way too harshly of Esteban Ocon. He is really not that bad. He just, you know, he and Pierre were both very aggressive drivers, and it sort of just basically was fighting fire with fire. I don't think the same's going to happen with Ollie Behrman.
Yeah, speaking of Ollie, driver car number 87, he's got 7 points in his F1 career. Obviously, he, as we've spoken about earlier, he raced for Haas and Ferrari last year as a reserve driver. He is a rookie technically, but not really, as we also discussed, and finished 18th last year. His FIDE experience, he finished 6th in F2, and in F3, he finished 3rd. Fun fact, he's the first driver to score points for 2 different teams in first 2 entries, which is very cool. Yeah, so who do we think is going to win here? I know we sort of had some comments already. I think it's going to be Esty Bestie. What do you think, Kira?
I do think it's going to be very close. I mean, Ocon is a well-seasoned driver, but the same thing, Ollie has been so promising. You know, he's done one hell of a reserve job, and I do think that it's an amazing, you know, progress so far. So I do have a little bit of faith. I'm going to say Ollie.
Okay. Tay says that Ollie admitted he has never seen Spider-Man, so she thinks Esteban might kill him. I think that is a very likely scenario to happen. So, Ollie, while you're flying to Australia for the season opener, maybe just watch some Spider-Man before you get there. I actually feel like Ollie would make a good Spider-Man. He's the right body shape for Spider-Man. He's like, he'd look good in the Spidey suit, I think.
Also, another fun fact that actually F1 revealed, I think it was only yesterday, Ollie Behrman's got, I believe, the second highest debut finishing position after Hamilton. So he finished, obviously, P7 on debut. The only person to beat him was Hamilton with P3 on debut.
That's of the current grid, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think Magnussen finished P2 on his first race. Yeah, when he was racing with McLaren and Jenson Button.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The good old days.
And then Yuki and I think it was Carlos both finished P9 on their first race. Yeah. Okay, so moving on, we've got Alpine. You can talk about Pierre, and then I'll come in with Jack. Go first.
Awesome. Okay, Pierre Gasly. Gasly with an extra E in his surname. He is car number 10. He also has one race win. With AlphaTauri. He's got 5 podiums, 436 career points, and he has finished 7th in 2019 in the World Championship, and that was when he did sort of a half and half season with Red Bull and Toro Rosso. And his fun fact is that he did not incur a single euro of damage last year, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, Imi, unfortunately you did spell his name wrong. There's no E in Gasly, unfortunately, but it's fine. It's fine. Oh my gosh, Russell just went Faston. Sorry.
Who?
Russell just went top of the testing table. Mercedes. Yeah. Oh my god, we are so back. Okay, sorry, Uno. Continue.
No worries. I will just say I doubt that €0 in damage costs, because there was that incident at Mexico when he rammed into Alex Albon, who then rammed into Yuki Tsunoda. That must have caused some damage, surely. But anyway, it is what it is. Jack Doohan, who likely will not be on the grid come the end of the season. Car number 7. He is a rookie. He's had done one race last year. He served as Alpine Reserve from 2023 to 2024. He came 3rd in F2, 2nd in F3. And Jack's dad, Mick Doohan, is a MotoGP world champion. Of course, he hails from Australia. Little bit of dramas there at the Alpine garage, because Flavio Briatore is like one of the most evil characters F1 has ever known. There is a strong likelihood that Jack Doohan will be dropped at some point in the season. Some are saying as early as Miami for Franco Colapinto, who obviously debuted last year, replacing Logan Sargent. So let's go with 2 things. One, do we think Jack Doohan will make it to the end of the season? Kira?
I think that there is very little hope for Jack, no matter how well he does. Alpine already have the same sponsors that Williams got from Argentina last season. I think it's just a lot. I think it's just a lost cause for Jack. I mean, he's obviously worked so hard to make it. He's a very good driver. I think he's going to be absolutely decent, but at the same time, there's no chance that they're going to keep him over Colapinto. I honestly think because of sponsorship.
Miss Sunflower J1 says, let's talk about how Flavio is a part of Jack's management too, and he is him over. I'm not going to say that word. I don't know if we're allowed to say that word. The FIA might come and find me. Yeah, I think it is kind of unfair the way they're. I mean, everyone knows. It's like not even like no one's even trying to hide it. And I feel very bad for Jack because he's done nothing wrong at this point. There's no reason why he deserves to be dropped. But already it's like written in the stars that he will be. It's just very sad, very unfortunate. So I don't think we're going to do the teammate head-to-head here, because if Jack's not even going to make it to the end of the season, Pierre will probably beat him. So, yeah, very unfortunate, but nothing to be done about that. Flavio Briatore, like, never trust the man. Number 1 rule in Formula 1. Okay, Aston Martin. Lance Stroll, car number 18, race stats, he's got 1 pole position, 3 podiums, 292 career points, and his highest finish was 10th in 2023. Fun fact, he has the most races without a fastest lap, 169 races. Junior Stroll. I like him, but I know lots of people don't, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Can you tell us about Fernando Alonso?
I think Lance is cool. I think he's all right.
I like him.
Cool. But yeah, with Fernando, car number 14, he has been around since the beginning of time. He has got 22 poles, 32 wins, over 2,000 career points. He's a double world champion, and he has also driven the longest distance of over 100,000 kilometers. Wow.
Oh, is this in Formula One?
Yeah, obviously not. I don't mean in actual cars.
Yeah, because I was like, I've driven that much. Like, what are you talking about? Okay. Yeah, no, that's cool. He is like the most, he's just like he is the elder of the grid, let's be honest. And he's done it all. And he's always very endearing to a lot of people in Formula One. And also, he can be a bit of a nemesis sometimes. Just go ask Liam Lawson how he feels about Fernando Alonso. Head-to-head might seem pretty obvious, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Who's going to come out on top?
I think Fernando. It has been Fernando since they've been teammates, so, you know.
Yeah, seems like
I don't think that's going to change.
Fernando. Okay. Everyone in the comments saying Fernando, Eliza, Fernando, or trying to spell Fernando. Just going with Nano at the end. Fair enough. Fernando for sure, everyone's saying. Okay. Obviously, they got Adrian Newey with them this year. So we might see some improvements towards the end of the year, and all hopes are for 2026. They're going to have the Honda engine, and they might actually have a shot at winning some races next year. But let's talk about people who could win races this year. We've got the Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team. This is Kira's team, if you couldn't tell.
This is my team.
Team. Why don't you tell us about your team? I'm just going to keep quiet. You tell us about your team.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Mercedes AMG Petronas F1 team. First off, we have Andrea Kimi Antonelli, car number 12. He is a rookie. His feeder experience, wow, I mean, included everything. Formula Regional Middle East, he won in 2023, and the same year he also won Formula Regional Europe. And he actually skipped F3, which, you know, a lot of people doubted him for that. And yes, indeed, he is very short. I believe he is actually only 2 or 3 centimeters taller than myself, which is kind of crazy. Next to him, we have his very tall teammate, George Russell, car number 63. George currently has 3 wins, 5 poles, 15 podiums, and over 700 career points. He came 4th in the 2022 World Championship. He is also the director of the GDPA. Obviously, that's been involved in a bit of drama last year. But I do think George Russell is going to be an amazing first driver, and we've already seen that he and Kimi are getting on really well. Kimi is actually 174, apparently, Eliza, from what I've seen. Tay says, isn't it GPDA? I don't know about letters. Imi made these graphics.
Grand Prix Drivers Association. Yeah, GPDA, Grand Prix Drivers Association.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Mercedes. We are so back. Yeah. Anyway, Uno, you can talk about the red team.
Okay, well, first of all, who's going to win?
Oh, see, now, I think that's a little bit unfair to ask because although I am extremely biased, I do know that George Russell is an amazing driver. Am I allowed to say they're going to draw?
I mean, you can, but you'll be wrong.
I'm going to throw the bat right out there and say Kimi. Just for the hell of it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be George. Come on, he's got like tons of experience and he's a race winner. It'll definitely be George, but I think Kimi will learn a lot this season, and maybe he might win a race. Who knows? It might happen. It's wouldn't be the first time that a rookie's won a race in his first season. So yeah, let's see how it goes. But now I should have brought my other hat. I don't even know where it is. I have a Ferrari hat. I should have switched hats now. Anyway, it's not Ferrari. It's the other team.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. It's this team, everyone. Next.
We wanted to...
Okay, so Ferrari. That's all. I'm not spending time on that other team. Sorry.
Valid.
You know who they are. Everyone has opinions. Express your opinions in the comments. Go ahead. Okay, next up, we've got Scuderia Ferrari HP. Drop the HP, please, for God's sake. We've got obviously Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. Lewis has car number 44, 104 poles, 105 wins, 202 podiums, 67 fastest laps, 4,892.5 points, and has obviously won the Drivers' Championship 7 times, or depending on who you talk to, 6 or 8 times. It's very political. Don't go there. And the fun fact, he has the most wins at the same Grand Prix, the British P9. He also has his own non-alcoholic tequila brand, which I think is slightly more of a fun fact, but that doesn't really apply to Formula One. So yeah, Imi was correct in putting the other fact there. Would you tell us about Charles, please, Kira?
Sure thing. Charles Leclerc drives car number 16. He is from Monaco. He has 8 race wins currently, 1,430 points total, and he's put it on pole 26 times despite only having 8 wins. He's got the most pole positions without becoming a world champion, which is, an interesting statistic. But he has come second before in 2022, so perhaps this year is his year, as every Tifoso will tell you. Perhaps. You guys will have to just hope, I guess.
Eliza says that Lewis has a fire helmet, and I was going to say in that picture it looks more like a fireman's helmet. It's like that same yellow as a fireman, and then he's got the red. It just looks like a fireman. I'm not going to lie, but yes, his helmet is very cool. Who do we think is going to win? First of all, let's say this. Do they have title hopes this year? Do they have a chance of winning? First of all, let's go with the team. Does the team have a chance of winning the constructors?
I would say probably. They're going to unless they have a really awful start, they will probably be in contention for constructors. Considering they came second last year, I think they'll probably have a chance. But at the same time, although Lewis is looking for his 8th and Charles is looking for his 1st, I have a feeling that they're going to be almost too close to each other and they're going to cause, issues for each other. And also, Ferrari won't be able to prioritize a driver. We saw that with McLaren last year, and look how that turned out with the Drivers' Championship. So I do think there'll be a similar thing happen this year with Ferrari. So we'll have to see. But, you guys feel free to hope as much as you want. I'm not going to hope because obviously that kind of goes against my personal wishes.
Yeah, I'm hopeful for them to get the constructors. I think they've got a very good shot at that. And I got a feeling one of these two guys is going to come out on top and win the whole thing. I do. I feel very strongly about this year's Ferrari. I'm hopeful that it's Lewis, but I think I'd be happy whether it's Lewis or Charles. I think Lewis has obviously more experience. He knows how to win a championship. Which is obviously there's a psychological aspect to that, which Charles doesn't have yet. Not through any fault of his own. He's just never really been. He's never been in that position, really. There's been a few moments now here and there, but yeah, for the most part, he doesn't have that experience that Lewis has. And obviously, Charles knows the team better, and he knows the car better and everything. So he probably has if you had to look at it that side, you'd say he's got more of a shot. So yeah, I think it's a very interesting lineup between the two. Yeah, but we are going to Forza very hard for Ferrari this year. And finally, Imi's team, McLaren Formula One, Oscar Piastri, car number 81. He's won 2 races. He has 10 podiums, 3 fastest laps, and 389 points. His highest finish in the Drivers' Championship was 4th. And fun fact, he's the only race winner born in the 21st century, which is likely to change. That stat will likely change this year, but he will always be the first person from the 21st century to win a race. Would you tell us about Lando, Kira?
I will indeed. Lando Norris is a British driver, drives the car number 4. He has 9 poles and 4 wins, all of which came in the 2024 season. He's got 26 podiums now and just past 1,000 points. He actually passed his 1,000 points in Abu Dhabi 2024. He also finished second in the Drivers' Championship last year. And this is actually not very well known, but he did take part in the 24 Hours of Daytona in 2018, and alongside Fernando Alonso, which I think is a pretty cool thing to have done for him, especially, because in 2018 he was 18 years old, which is very interesting. Eliza says, World Drivers' Championship this year? Do you think so?
For Lando,
What do you think?
Eliza, or for Oscar? I think it's between these two and the 2 Ferrari guys. I don't think Max is going to be in the contention this year.
What about George?
No, sorry.
What?
I don't think Mercedes is there yet. I think
We
Mercedes
are so
is
bad. What do you mean?
No, I think they're making a strategic call to focus on the 2026 car, and they're just, whatever happens this year happens. I don't think they're going to be fighting for championships this year, but I think intentionally so. I think it's like an intentional decision by them.
Merchant team.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be between these two and the Ferrari guys. I think this year Lando will come out on top between the two, but I think it's going to be a lot closer. But I don't think that Lando is going to win the championship this year.
Oscar Piastri has his own burger, so he's got my vote, says Tay. That's definitely nothing to do with the fact that he's also from your country. It's just because of the burger.
I mean, that burger does look delicious, though. I'm not gonna lie, that burger looks amazing. So I would
love it if Oscar did come out on top. This is nothing against Lando. I think Lando's pretty cool, but Oscar. I've watched Oscar since he was in F3, and I just think that he deserves to have a real good shot at a championship this year.
True that. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's going to be an interesting season to watch between these two, and we'll see how it goes for them. I'm going to just remove this part now, and we're going to go, we're back here. Okay, so we've gone over an hour. Look at that. Our first ever live stream. How exciting. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you so much, guys.
Kira, did you have fun?
I had a great time. I'm very glad to be in the inaugural live stream. Unfortunately, I can't make it to tomorrow's or Friday's streams, but you guys are going to have a great time with Imi and Tay. And obviously...
Imi's here. I think it's just Tay.
I thought Imi was doing a stream. Oh, that's what I meant. I meant just like over the course of the next couple of days. And obviously, is the constant in Traffic Paradise Radio. Oh, Leah's joining us as well. Awesome. Well, you guys are going to have a great time with that the rest of this week. Yeah, thank you so much for having us, and we are so back. Traffic Paradise Radio is so back.
Yeah. So one thing I didn't actually do is I didn't put details in the description of this video or live stream about where you can join us. But head over to our Twitter page. It's Traffic Paradiso, like paradise with an O at the end instead of an E. You can find links to what's called like a link tree or something. I don't know.
Yeah, link tree.
Some sort of plant botany thing. And with all our links there, we've got Discord, we've got obviously YouTube, TikTok now. I think we're on Threads. Willow would know more about that than I do. But yeah, we're on multiple things. So find us there, come chat to us. Discord is probably where we're most likely to interact with fans. And then Twitter next after that. And obviously YouTube. So If
also,
you're not a
if
subscriber,
YouTube, yeah, please, sorry,
say it.
Please do drop a like for the this live video. It does make a big difference. And also do subscribe, hit the bell so that you're always informed when we drop a video or a short or a new live stream or anything. And yeah, we're going to be so much more active on social media now. We did kind of fall off a little bit over the break, which, there wasn't a lot of content, which is fine. But we are going to be so back.
Yeah. Oh, Willow says she'll get Threads active again. Don't worry. Okay. Hey, Willow. Nice to see you. Thank you, Willow. Yeah. So Willow will get the Threads up and running. So if you're on Threads, you can come chat there. Eliza says we are so back. Absolutely. So all that's left to say is thank you for tuning into Traffic Paradise Radio. Looks like the road to the 2020, what are we in now? 5 season is cleared. Well, actually not yet. We still got 2 more days of testing. So the traffic jam is still ongoing. So enjoy the Traffic Paradise and we'll see you all tomorrow. Oh, I need to, hold on. I need to plan. There's music. Hold on. I don't know how to do this now. Sorry, this is the first time we're doing a live stream. This is, there's music. There's theme music. Cue the theme music. Oh, I've gone too far. Where's the theme music? Theme music.
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Yay! I feel completely hard. Okay. So, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ooh, look at that smooth transition. Oh, my mic's still on. Whoops. Bye, everyone.
Bye.